Hi friends, my name is Chris. I'm the Camping Stitcher and welcome to my channel. Today is Monday, July 15th, 2024. It has been a little bit since my last Flosstube. I think I made my last one on June 21st. Ugh. Anyway, welcome to my channel. This is a channel mostly about cross stitch. Sometimes I have other crafts to talk about, like quilting or punch needle or crochet, but today is just going to be cross stitch. I do tell sometimes a little campfire story at the end, but I'll let you know in case you want to leave before the story. So welcome. Hope you're doing well. I'm not going to get into the weather or the world situation or anything. I just want to say I hope you're all doing well and you're all okay. So let's just jump right in. I got my book of days here. I usually keep track of my new starts, my finishes, and my fully finishes. And today I have I think 5 fully finished things and 1, 2, 3 FOs. One's a really big one. Let me just silence. I've been trying to get the house a little quiet so that I can do this. But it's busy today. So anyway, who's who wants this. Okay, let's get going. Let's show you the really big FO. So as you guys know, I think I showed this last time. It wasn't quite done. It is Summer Quaker by Leela Studio, and I have finished it. I'm so happy, and I'm so happy with it. So here we go. Now, hopefully I'm not having a moment and I didn't see that I finished this before the Flosstube. So here it is. I am so excited. I have like a bazillion frames I have to order, and I have a bazillion and 1 or 2. Any case, I love this. I am so happy with the way it came out. I just love every single thing. I enjoyed stitching it so much. I recently just picked it back up because I had the center part to do, and you know, even though it looks like a lot of stitching, I mean, it is a lot of stitching. The center just went so fast once I picked it back up. Lauren, the New Hampshire stitcher, had shown her finish of it, and I was like, you know what, I really need to finish that. So I will tell you the details on it because I have my handy dandy little project cards here. Little project cards. These are from Vista print. They are business cards that I put a graphic on the front, and on the back side I have, oopsie, let me just show you the close-up. I just have the project designer, fabric, the date I started it, and the date I finished it. And then when I'm done with the project, I punch a hole in the top and put it on this ring. So Summer Quaker was done on 36 count Sea Fog by Fox and Rabbit. I do not know if that's a readily available fabric. You'd have to check with them. This was one of my fabrics of the month, and it is a very light, kind of greeny, kind of, I don't know if it's going to show adequately here, but it just, yeah, no, the light is kind of blowing it out, but it just, everything showed up so nice on it. And I just love the lighthouse, and just love the lighthouse. By the way, speaking of lighthouse, did you see the new cottage garden samplings chart with the lighthouse on it? I'm just like, somebody has to have it because I need to order it. So okay, so that was my big finish. I'm so excited to have that done. And like I said, now I have bazillion and 1 frames to order, and I keep missing I order my frames from Art to Frames. They have a website. You go on there, you look at the frames, you look at your piece, you measure it, pick what you like. I have pretty much ordered, I want to say, every frame that I've done a custom frame on from them. I've always been very satisfied with them. I think I had an issue one time where there was a little ding in the corner where they joined, and my husband fixed that, but he's a woodworker. From what he said, it's really common to have maybe a little something in the corner sometimes, but they're very good. They come very well wrapped, very well protected. Pretty close to me, they're in Brooklyn. I don't know if they have another location, but the location that's closest to me is Brooklyn. And I think last time I ordered, like, I want to say 10 or 12 frames from them, and they were here within like a week. It was super duper fast. You could also, when you order from them, they will cut the mat board for you. You just have to make sure you pick that option. I do not frame with glass. The only time I think I would consider glass is if I was putting it in an area that I knew was going to get hit with like high humidity, or, you know, like if I put something in the kitchen, you know, I might want to protect it with glass. But normally speaking, I do not order glass, and I do have a frame piece that I could show you what their frames look like. That'll happen in a second. Anyway, on to the next finish. Oh my, see how like I'm flipping through my cards. The next finish is Peacock Pin Cushion. This is from Cottage Garden Samplings, and I did this on 36 count Dust Bunny by Fox and Rabbit. I started, oh, by the way, Summer Quaker, for those of you who think I stitched it super duper fast, I did not. I finished it once I picked it up, I just went for it. But I started that back on my birthday in 2023. I started it in July 2023, and I finished it almost a year later, almost a month short of a year. I finished it on June 27th. So, rewind. But back to Peacock Pin Cushion. This is done on 36 count Dust Bunny by Fox and Rabbit. I started it on June 29th and I finished it on July 7th. And I cannot decide how I want to finish it. So there it is. Now, it is a pin cushion, but I found this little framed artwork at Hobby Lobby, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I paint it a little bit of turquoisey. Not sure. What do you think? Pin cushion, frame, paint the frame. Not sure. But I did find this. It was really cute. And it came with, this was at Hobby Lobby. I'm gonna drop something. You just watch. Got everything here. It came with this little, oopsie doodle. Came with this little bean. It's really cute. But I just popped that out and thought, wow, that would be a nice round frame for something. And then I finished the pin cushion. So kind of thought about it, but again, not sure. You let me know what you think. So that was finish number 2. Finish number 3. I really had the whole thing stitched except for the over one, and I sat down and made myself entirely blind and finished it the other day. My eyes, I don't know, like, if it's allergies or just eye strain or old age or a combination of everything, but I could not see very well after I was done. And I used my magnifier. So it is Proverbs 31 Sampler by Plum Street. I was stitching this with my friend Lorraine, the wool and flax sow. And I know she's working on finishing hers. Right, Lorraine? I saw you working on it the other day. So I finished this. It is on 36 count Pink Salt Lake by Fox and Rabbit. Again, I don't know if that's a readily available fabric. It was a fabric of the month for me. So I am using it. I'm also using this for one of my whips. I think it's the Log Cabin Christmas series. There it is. There she is. I love it. Used all the called for threads. And the only change that I made was, oh, there's a little, let me just show you the, where'd it go? Okay, in the chart, it says right here, Proverbs 31. I decided to just do a couple of the blue stars there. I just thought the verse was enough, and I left it at that. So it is finished, and I am going to frame that again. 11 billion and one frames I need to order from Art to Frames. So that is it on the FOs. The rest I'm going to show you are fully finished. I have been busy. That's the really good thing, I think, about having multiple whips. And I actually have under 30 now, which is weird because I really was hovering around 30 whips for a while. But with doing WhipGo, I'll show you my WhipGo board. Which, if you're interested in WhipGo, it's like a bingo board. Go check out Jessie Marie Does Stuff. I just dropped a card. But there's my WhipGo board. And my goal on the WhipGo is sometimes I'll pick random things. Hang on a sec. I'll pick a square with random stitch or random Christmas or random sampler. Lots of times I'll put the name of a sampler, like right now for July. My whip, one of my goals is Humming of the Bees, which is one of my whips right now. So far this year on WhipGo, I have finished 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of my projects. So I think WhipGo is working out really well for me. Like I said, my goal is just to work on something 5 times. So it's 5 days or 5 separate sessions, or usually it's 5 days for me. I'll do 5 days. So I'm closing in on a finish for July. I had already finished the other call for July back in January. I had worked on it and it was a finish. So I really didn't have anything to fill in there. Okay, so now the FFOs. The first one, I want to say, is the Faded Flag. So that was such a cute stitch from October House. Here's the chart. So cute. It's October House Fiber Arts. I loved working on this. I used all the cold for threads. It is done on a 36 count Arctic Fox, my Fox and Rabbit. I started it on June 27th and I finished it on June 29th. And I made it into a pillow. It is adorable. I really got into patriotic stitching this year, and I just finished it into a pillow. These labels come from everemblem.com. I'll list them in the description box. Yep, stuffed it with cluster stuff, which I get at Hobby Lobby. Really happy with the way that came out. So cute. Such a cute little project. Really quick too. All right. And the next one I finished was a stitch along, but I actually had to start it early because I just had a lot going on. This was a stitch along with Nancy the Disorderly Stitcher. It is from the book Sweet Land of Liberty, but I also know, I believe it was a Reward of Merit way back when. This is the chart, and it calls for 30 count Liberty Gathering Gray from R&R Reproductions, but I did it on 36 count, so it's a little smaller, but not too much. This is done on 36 count Pecan Butter by Lakeside Linens, and I started it on July 1st and finished it July 2nd. And there she is. I love her. I did change a couple of things. Oh, I didn't bring over the changes. I had them on a little piece of paper and I just left the piece of paper over there. So, this is not the called for, and the blue in the V's and the flag and the step was supposed to be tin bucket, and I used uniform blue. So I will list the changes in the description box. I used some Lady Dot Creates Rick Rack, and again my label from Ever Emblem. But I'm super happy with the way that came out, and I'm happy with the color changes. So there were like 4 colors I switched out, and I used Shaker White for the straw basket or straw bonnet or something like that, because I didn't have the straw and I liked the way the Shaker White looked. Anyways, there she is done. That was a neat stitch to have finished for the 4th of July. All right. Oh, I didn't bring over my monthly minis. Anyway, I'm also doing a little stitch along with Jen, Stitch It in the Bluegrass, Spunky Jen on Instagram. And we are doing the Primrose Mini sale. And I finished the July mini. I am doing mine on all the seam fabric, 36 count Moonstone by Fiber on a Whim. And I started it on the 3rd and finished it on the 3rd because it is super quick when you're doing these little minis. I love the way that came out. So cute. They're like so tiny. They're like, here's my hand. I don't have big hands, so. There she is. Primrose Cottage Stitches, monthly minis. I love stitching these. They're so cute and easy to stitch. Okay, I have stuff everywhere. Okay, the last FFO for things I stitched and finished. I have an FFO, but I finished it a long time ago and finally framed it. Is Happy Independence Day by Primrose Cottage. And I've had that chart for a long time, and I was just like, let's just do another quick. I messed up so much on this stitch that I can't even tell you what the mess ups are. But this is by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I did it on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha by Zweigart. I started it on the 4th and I finished it on the 5th. And there she is. And I'm not going to tell you where the mistakes are, but I made it work. And I just love that. I love that I can have that in my patriotic display. Because to me, I mean, I do have other summer things out, but I will leave patriotic out for most of the summer. So I love patriotic stitches. So there she is. Here's the chart. Such a cute stitch. I'm really waiting for, I've been just super watching their American Sampler, because I thought it was supposed to be a PDF like in a month after it came out, but I haven't seen it come out in PDF yet. So I'm really waiting for that because I really want to stitch that little sampler. It's adorable. So that is it for the stitches I did since the last Flosstube and fully finished. The last thing I'm going to show you that I fully finished, I stitched a while ago. So, and I don't have the pattern out right now, but it is called the ES Spot Motif Sampler, and it is by A Female Worth. I understand you can get it, I think it's from 1884 Stitchery, but I don't know where else it might be available. It's an older chart. I started it in April of 2022. I finished it in March of 2023, and I just framed it. I had the frame this whole time. I just framed it on the 11th of July. I have one more frame that I fully finished. I have to frame, and it's Winter Sampler from Crochet to Go-Go. And I'm looking at the frame, it's right there, right there. And I probably should do that for Jolly July, but these are the last 2 frames that I had from that batch I ordered from Art to Frames, and let's get it done. So here is, this frame is from Art to Frames. It's really pretty. I love these metal frames. I just love the detail on them. And that is the sampler. I used all the called for floss. I just switched colors around a little bit. It's, like I said, on 36 Flannel Flower from Fox and Rabbit. And I know, like, I switched, there was a lot of ghosting on some of the, like, the birds. I think these dogs, I switched the color, but it was still a color that's in the sampler. I didn't substitute any colors. So I love how this came out, and it's gonna go on my sampler wall where I could see it every day. Finally done. I pin, I don't lace. Once in a blue moon, like, I might lace the Peacock, only because you can do a running stitch, and then I probably won't pin that. But anything like this, I'll pin into foam core board. Me and lacing don't usually get along. I end up getting tangled up in my lacing. So that's the last fully finished. Been busy. Been a couple weeks, so got a lot done in a few weeks. And that's it for the finishes and the fully finishes. Now I have a couple of whips. I want to say, like, before I get to the whips, I want to just say thank you to Olivia of Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. She did, she finished in Heaven and Nature Sing by Kathy Barrick. I had done that as well. And I had changed out the little box that had the date in it to a word, joy. And she had shown it, and I had quite a few people message me and ask me for the charting of that. I'm happy to share it. Just message me on Instagram and I'll send you the little, it's a little chart, tiny little thing. I'll send it to you if you want to change that date out too. The date does represent the song, I guess the when the lyrics were written to that, of Heaven and Nature Sing. But I just made a little change to that. And that's it. Also, what else? Whips. Okay. Let me just move this stuff aside because I just laid everything on top of the whips. So yeah, my notes. Always do. This is from Naptime Stitcher. Awesome. I use them every single time I make a Flosstube. They're great to keep track of things that you're not going to tell people because you don't read them anyway. No, I'm just kidding. I try to read them. Alrighty. So, what I've been working on after all that stuff is my friend Nisi. Her birthday start was When Cardinals Appear by JBW Designs. So very, very pretty. Here are the flosses. I'm using all the called for floss. Sorry if you hear my air conditioner. Nothing I can do about it. It's hot. It's summertime. Okay. And this is on, it's just 36 count cream and sugar fiber on a whim. And that's where I am. Getting it done. And when I'm done with this, it'll be framed. In honor of my friend Nisi, and it's gonna go on the wall right next to the stitch I did, Strength and Dignity, for my friend Stephanie. I'm gonna have a friend section. of all the stitches I do for friends' sales, which is fun. And my other whip, oh gosh, I have to go get it. I'm also working on the Little House log cabin series, and I am doing it in one piece. So I just finished the log cabin fox, and I'm going to be starting the bear next. I'll have the centerpiece on order shortly. And this is on 36 count pink Salt Lake from Fox and Rabbit. And that's where I am so far. All the called for threads. It's a combination of, it's not a combination. Well, it is a combination. Classic Colorworks, and I have one DMC in here. 2 DMCs, sorry. There we are. So cute. My favorite part of all of them so far is that they each have a little cardinal. I just love them. Happy, happy, happy. And I feel like I'm pretty much keeping up with that. And this is in my Whipback Keeper from Stephanie. My friend Stephanie, which is awesome. So, I'm not going to pause. Okay, I'm going to pause. Hang on. Oakley dokley. See? I think I'm all prepared and I'm not. So, the other big thing I'm working on right now is Humming of the Bees. I started this way back in April of 2022. I remember exactly where I was when I started it. I was sitting in the airport lounge at Newark, waiting to go see my grandbaby. And I've worked on it on and off since then, but not really concentrated on it. And it's one of the Whip Go calls this month, so I was like, you know what? Get your stuff together. I had this house finished, and on the top alphabet, half of this little border done. And then I had down this side done. So that was it. I think it was that motif and that motif I didn't have finished. So I sat down. Yesterday was day 5. So I'm sticking with it because we are almost done. We're in the home stretch. So since in those 5 days, let's just do it this way. In those 5 days, I have, and they're not full days. I did other stuff, people. I do sleep a little bit, not a lot, a little. In those 5 days, I finished the border. I've done the 2 bottom borders. I've done that bird, these berry baskets, the peacock. Met up with the border here. I added the other chimney. Put the seat in. Now I finished the Vista. There's a flower vase there with a bird. And then I just have to do the mortar and the doors and windows on the door and windows on the house. So this is going to be a July finish. I'm determined it's going to be done. This is done on 36 count aged paper by Color and Cotton. And like I said, I started this in April of 2022. It is getting finished, people. I'm not going to stop me. It is going to be a finish. July. Determined. Then I'll have 11 billion and 3 frames to order. But please, Art to Frames, have a sale soon so I can get that ordered. I missed the 4th of July sale. I was kind of busy. I wasn't that busy, really, but it seemed like I forgot when, whatever. Okay, so those are the 3 whips I've been working on. My plans. Okay, well, first do haul. I don't have a lot of haul, but I have some haul. So we went out to a couple of antique stores the other day, and I found this little bobbin for $3. And now I have to get Stacy Nash's little mouse bobbin. Even though I'm not a real big fan of mice, I'm gonna do it because it's adorable and this bobbin is perfect for it. $3. I have purchased a couple of patterns. One of them is gonna be my birthday start. The other is gonna be for some Christmas ornament gifts. Hands-On Design came out with the Hygge Holiday, and I purchased it, and it's awesome. You should go purchase it too. It's gonna be a stitch along, I think, with Nicole Spore. I hope I have that right. And I also purchased Teresa Kogut's Hello America, because hello, I love patriotic. And I'm telling you people, I could see myself stitching like mostly everything in here. I just Pledge of Allegiance, yes please. I'm trying to not show you the charts. Gosh, the talent is just, look at this. My goodness, I'm sure you guys have seen a million people show this, but who doesn't like to look at beautiful? And this Old Glory, Mr. and Mrs. Old Glory. Can you see that? That's just, and this I think is my favorite, 1776 sampler. The colors in this are just beautiful. Beautiful. So, yep, came to live with me. Can't wait. I've got to finish a few things. I mean, I feel like I'm making good progress on my whips, so I don't feel bad about starting anything new. And anyway, another piece of haul that came, which is related to my birthday new start, and another piece of haul is the now if you haven't gotten your June fabric of the month from Fox and Rabbit, look away because I'm going to show it. And if you don't want to be, this is Sugar Plum Christmas by Fox and Rabbit. Really pretty. Not anything that I normally have in my stash, but then my friend Nisi and I were like, I was like, Halloween Quaker, and she's like, I have Halloween Quaker, and I'm like, well, I'm getting Halloween Quaker, and she was like, well, when you want to start it, let me know. And I'm like, hey, I want to start it for my birthday. So we're starting Halloween Quaker July 31st. Now, you don't have to start Halloween Quaker. You could start any Halloween thing if you want to join in on my birthday sale, which I'm going to dub CSB Day Sale 24. Or Camping Stitcher Birthday Sale 24. Pick a Halloween chart and stitch along with us. Or you can pick this one too. I mean, I'm okay with that. But you ever order like floss and you're like, hey, I got everything I need. And then you're like, nope, I don't. Well, I didn't order smoke. So anyway, this is done. I think I was thinking of using Murky, but I don't have a big enough piece of Murky. And then this came, and I was like, this is like purple. This is like Halloween. And I was like, okay, so what do you think? I think I'm going to try it. And I have to order the 2 skeins of smoke that I'm going to need. But that is going to be my birthday start this year. So if you'd like to join along, jump right in with something Halloween or the Halloween Quaker. Yeah, she used a 40 count Murky. So, I mean, I think this will work. I think this will work. I mean, it's a Halloween piece. It's Halloween. I mean, even the purpley color that's in here is dark enough to show up on here. Rainy day. So see? I think it'll be good. Let me know what you think. But hey, why not go out on a limb? It is my birthday. So that's actually whole plans I'm going to keep working on Humming of the Bees. Whipco, what do I have left? Autumn Quaker. Was it Autumn Quaker? No, yes. Autumn Quaker, I think that's Crochet the Go-Go. That has been called yet. I have Let Love Rain, that has been called yet. Lulu Dasher and Dancer. I also have Jack's Bash started. Consider the Lilies is on here. I may change, it's my board, so my rules. So sometimes I may change it. I had started the Equality Sampler with Christine Hollis Hands. She's having a summer holiday sale. So I might pop that in my Whipco. I have Ann Tong on here. I'm just not feeling the really big whips right now. I mean, these are big enough. I have, I did order the new Plum Street, but it didn't come with my last order. They back ordered it. I don't know what happened. So when that comes, I may start it because it's kind of goes with Live on Little and American Welcome. So, and I just Plum Street, Bernard Gervais, they're my flippin' favorites. So, well, they're all my favorites really. Primrose Cottage Garden Sampling. I mean, gosh, there's not a lot. Blackbird. I haven't been stitching a lot of Blackbird, and when I got back to Humming on the Bees, I was like, wow, I really missed this. They're just all so, they're all my favorites. You can't pick a favorite kid, right? So that's what I have been up to. There's a sale going on for my Freedom Rings chart, which is right there. My friends Emma and Stephanie and Nisi, and they're stitching that as a stitch along. Brandy. So that is CS. I think it's CS for the 4th. So feel free to join in that. I don't think there's an end date. I don't know if you've seen on Instagram, the Hathaway Stitchers, they started a Instagram called the Salender, like calendar, and they list all the sales. Awesome. Thank you, ladies. That is such a great resource. So if you're not, oh, sorry, I just moved the whole thing. If you're not following that Instagram account, you should, because lists all the sales that are going on, and it's a great resource. It tells you when it starts, who's running it, who's hosting it. It's a really great resource. So thank you guys. I am working on some new designs, but I've kind of been trying to finalize something, so that's kind of taking a little bit of priority right now. And once that's done, all the little things that are floating around in my head, I'll be able to get them going. I have a bunch of ideas. I have a new blessing sampler that'll probably come out at the end of the year. I'm thinking of Stitcher's Prayer 2, and I've just got a couple of little seasonal things floating around in my head. So the nice thing about being retired is that, you know, I don't feel like any pressure to have to produce designs and in any kind of schedule. So it's kind of random, but that's kind of like the way I'm rolling. So what have I been watching lately? So my playlist lately with Flosstubers, Beanie Stitchery, Brandy and Emma just put out a new Flosstube the other day. I've been watching the Pink Stitchers. The New England Stitcher has a new one out yesterday with our daughter. She's adorable. The Bougie Stitchers, I just caught up with them. Nancy and Jenny. Two Needles Pulling Thread, Kathy and Missy, and Helen D. She just put out, well, this week. Yeah. So that's really, I've been watching too much crime TV in Skinwalker Ranch. Why? It's, somebody has to help me out here. And we've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine at after dinner at night with my younger son. So, which I think is pretty funny. But that's about it. Oh, the other big news is Library Stitchers retreat came up for sign-ups on July 1st, and I am going. So if you're going, I hope I get to see you there. And that's about it. They do have a wait list. I know they're full, but they do have a wait list. So it's librarystitchers.com, I think. I'll put it in the description box. I put everything in the description box. Also, Prime Days are coming up. So you guys, I have my Amazon storefront, and I have the category of all the things that I have, like, you know, purchased and used, and I recommend. People have been asking me lately about the magnifier light that I'm using. It's a Bride Tech that's in the store. They've been asking me about the hoops that I use. Those are Nerges. That's in the store. So the pins I use to frame, anything that I've ever purchased there and have used, I put it in my storefront. So that is also linked in the description box. That's it. I am done with the cross stitch right now. So I hope you're doing well. I'm going to tell a campfire story. So if you don't want to stick around for that, I will see you next time. 2 or 3 weeks. I'm kind of like laid back this summer. Just taking it as it comes. And I hope you are too. Stay safe and stay cool or stay warm, depending upon where you are in the world. Thank you for sticking with me and watching. I really appreciate it. I just hit 13,000 subscribers, not followers, on Instagram. So thank you so much. I hope some of you on Instagram are finding me over here. Like, subscribe, and share it. And I will see you next time. And now it's time for the campfire story. So yeah, we're getting out a little later this year for our big trip. And it's just been so stinking hot on the East Coast that we're just a little bit hunkered down at home, and we're waiting for that heat wave to break, and then we'll head out and do some stuff over here before we go on the big trip. But anyway, campfire story is a bear story, and it happened here at home. Now, we've had bear around. I mean, I remember the first time I saw a bear, I thought it was a really big dog in a cornfield out here. I always do that. My kids and my husband are always like, it's a bear. But we always have fed the birds. So we had a bunch of feeders in the backyard. My husband had made me this big hopper feeder. And I used to do the bird watches for Cornell. You could sign up and do the Christmas bird count for them. And the one year we had set that out, and we put about, I want to say about 50 pounds of bird food out in the backyard. And I used to not shut the lights off outside until the dog went out for the last time at night around 9 o'clock. Well, for some reason this night, I just shut the lights off earlier. And when I went to let the dogs out at 9 o'clock, it was like destruction in the backyard. A bear had come and he had ripped the front of the bird feeder off, the hopper off, and ate everything. So we, and he took all the bird feeders apart. So we moved the bird feeders to the front porch. Now, our front porch is when you're looking at my house, you're going up 13 steps, and then there's a landing, and then there's 3 steps up to the porch. And the porch has got a little rail on it, and have a big bay window out there. So we had put the bird feeders up on the arch of the front porch. And I came home from work, and like when you look at something and you're like, something's not right. Something's just not right, but I can't put my finger on it. So I walked up the front steps, and I'm like, something's not right. And there was a delivery box by the front door, and it was like crushed, like somebody stepped on it. And I was like, wow, way to go, delivery people, delivering a crushed box like that. So I went in the house and I'm like, something is missing. And I'm thinking about it and thinking about it. And I go out to the front porch and every single bird feeder's gone. Gone. Totally off the front, that we had them hanging from the front rail. It was like 3 or 4 of them. Like, oh my God. Not only did the delivery person crush the box, he stole my bird feeders. What's going on here? So I was like, no, this is not right. So I don't know what made me think to go do it. Went down the front porch and I went over to the right side of the lawn, and as I'm coming around the side of the house, I see all the bird feeders in pieces on the side lawn. And licked clean, like broad daylight. I work at school, so this is probably around 3:30, 4 o'clock that I'm home. My husband comes home and he's like, well, what are you doing standing on the box by the front door? I'm like, that wasn't me. That was the bear getting the bird feeders off the front porch. He stood on the box that the delivery person conveniently left there for the bear to stand on, not knowing that he was going to be helping a bear take my bird feeders off the front porch, bring them over to the side lawn, take them apart, lick them clean, and destroy them. So yeah. So now I have bird feeders. I have 2. There's no way I would like to say this because it's physically impossible for a bear to get to them. The way my room is right now, I am 1 story up over the garage because of the way my house is. It's set into a hill. So my bird feeder is right outside my craft room window. It is about 25 feet off the ground. So I feel confident that when I put seed out during the season that we feed the birds, that's safe. We don't put it on the porch anymore. We can't put it in the backyard anymore. I do actually have footage of a bear. Not this particular bear because we didn't have cameras back then, but we do have cameras now. And we have a bear coming onto the porch and, nosing around by the big bay window. I don't leave. Like if we open the window in the living room, because it's big, I can stand up in it. I can walk. If I took a screen out, I could walk through it if I didn't lock it up. But I don't ever leave those screens open because I really don't doubt that, I would have somebody sit in my living room asking me where the bird seed is. So that's my campfire story. Hope you're doing okay. I will see you soon. I hope you get a lot of stitching in, and thank you for watching. Bye.